Yo, this is KMC, and right now you're in tune to DSN Radio, Fearless Radio Show. You don't know, keep it locked. Cha!
Hey. I love when he plays that one. Shout out to all the drops for Fearless Radio Show. I love it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Facebook has blocked me, by the way, so I haven't been able to be interactive with you guys today, and I'm really sad about that. But it's all good because I'm going to attempt to post some later on today. But the show's been going so well. Thank you, everybody who has come out today. Thank you for coming. Allure is in the building. Thank you, ladies. And we just heard Jury from Deadman Cyph on his album. This is on ThxUfthr?
Yes.
Awesome. So we have Deadman Cyph here with us today. And congratulations, because I know you have like over 240,000 plays on iCloud.
Thank you.
That's what's up. And I was reading your bio and stuff like that. So I'm very interested because I know you're talking about the dark side of hip hop. So I kind of just want to go in there and talk about that a little bit.
All right, so like basically like my influence started with like Grave Diggers. Like if you go back to Wu-Tang Clan and like SZA, all of them. So I was really into that, like rock, like going back to Marilyn Manson, like not to sound cheesy and stuff, but I like all types of darker music, you know. So that was like a big influence. And like music started when I was depressed, so it came from sadness and pain. So that's where most of my music comes from.
And that's a good outlet, like
It
a good way
is.
to express yourself.
Yeah.
Would you say it helped you out of depression?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't want to do nothing stupid, you know what I mean? Like my mom was strict, she's Jamaican, so I couldn't even do no stupid shit, you know what I mean? So I just did it in music. Yeah.
Nice. That's what's up. So where are you from?
I'm from Bay Shore, Long Island.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm from Long Island too. So I was the first black family on my block, and now there's only one white family left. So let's talk about it.
The takeover.
What was that like growing up?
I mean, now it's mixed. There's a lot of people, but there's a lot of different cultures. It's not just like African American white people. There's everybody.
Now,
you know what I mean?
but growing up,
I mean, still there's neighborhoods. You go to Brightwater, he's only gonna see white people. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is, and they'll stare at you like it's like get out. So I mean, besides that,
have you been to the sucking place?
I mean, I've been all over, like, but I mean, yeah, it's a dope place. You know what I mean? I like it. I love it. It's my home.
That's cool.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how were you able to turn your depression, your inspirational artists, and all of that, and turn it into like such a successful project? What went into it?
I mean, I just felt like I just had a lot of pressure in my life. Not even pressure, but like I couldn't waste time. You know what I mean? Like I've always been hardworking, grinding, and focused. So, I mean, anything I do, I want to do it seriously in the best way I can. So this is my first project, and I wanted to put all into it. You know what I mean? I've been promoting this for years, even before I made it. You know what I mean? So everything took time, and it was thought out. Everything was planned accordingly.
Okay. And I know you have your right hand that you work with. What's his name? I was reading about it. Yes, Aaron Cash. Okay,
Yeah,
so how did that relationship come about?
Yeah, Aaron met me through SoundCloud actually. So I was already dropping music, and I was like getting like some type of fan base around the island. And he reached out to me because I never produced at that time. I was self-producing, but I was getting busy, and I wanted to stop doing that less. So I met Aaron, and yeah. We've been creating like magic
since then, basically. That's dope. See, we were talking about that networking. You never know.
Yes,
as long as you're putting in the work. See, he talked about how much he was, working, thinking, planning. You just put in the work, and I don't want to say it falls into your lap. That's not what happened, basically. But because you were doing the work, it finds you. It comes out because you're putting in that work. So, I mean, people sometimes they're just sitting around. I don't know. It's not gonna come in your living room. That's not how that happens. You got to go out and do it, and you putting in the work and stuff. So yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. And because of everything you went through, you've become very relatable. So let's talk a little bit. I know we were talking about mental health and stuff like that. How were you able to, I know the music helped, but how were you able to, let's say if someone wants to know, how can they bring themselves out of a depressive state?
I mean, honestly, that's one of the hardest things too, because everybody's different, you know what I mean? You have to find something that makes you happy, or even having happiness, something that you can release the depression, because sometimes I write music and that necessarily doesn't make me happy, but it's a release, you know what I mean? I get to take it out, you know what I mean? So everybody has to look within themselves and find something, you know what I mean? And a lot of people feel alone, so you have to find somebody that you can talk to as well. Just talking to people is always, I think, is the best thing to do.
And from what you explained, what inspired the hip hop that inspired you, or the music that inspired you coming up, was you hearing people that you related to through that depression.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Then I saw them doing a positive way. I'm like,
exactly, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
these guys not out here doing nothing crazy. Yeah, making music through it. You know what I mean? I can do the same thing.
Putting that energy in a positive place.
Yeah,
much.
because those artists made some music that was really depressing.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So
I mean,
you know,
favorite artist of all time is Biggie. Like a lot of his lyrics are depressing, suicidal thoughts. You go back to that. It's one of the like darkest music you can hear, but it's so relatable. You know what I mean? And it's real. You know what I mean? So that's some stuff that I dig, basically.
Yeah, there's no need to hide. There's no need to be hiding and hide behind that or lie. I mean, and however you express yourself, whether it's writing, painting, drawing, dancing, you know, whatever it is, dance in your living room, dance in the mirror, whatever it is for you. And that's what, just like you said, everybody's different. So you may be like, I can't write. I don't know how to do whatever it is for you. Find your thing.
Find your happy.
Read whatever it is. Find your happy.
Yeah. I feel like for me it was comedy because like recently I had a loss in my life and like I was doing comedy when it happened. I had a loss in my life. I was doing comedy, and it was like comedy was. I'm only 3 years into the comedy thing, so it was still always new. It's still everything is new. So that kind of got me through a rough thing, and I remember years ago I had a loss, and it really took a longer time to get out of that funk because
you didn't have comedy.
Yeah, I was just doing a lot of nothing. At that time, I didn't have a job. I was just hanging out and not doing anything.
You were just sitting in the funk.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now there's a lot of positive people around me.
Hey.
And I feel like it's like life is just better because of other people. You know what I mean? Like
definitely. I mean, when you're depressed, the best thing I would even say, going back to advice, is to keep busy too.
Yeah.
When you're not doing nothing, like a lot of negative thoughts come in your mind. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like boredom. My mom would tell me like boredom leads to destruction.
Yeah.
So when you sit there bored and not doing nothing, that's when you're gonna make mistakes. You know what I mean?
That's what oh my gosh, he escapes my head. The guy from Lincoln Park, the one who just committed suicide. He had an interview where he actually said the worst place to be is inside of my head. Yeah. Like he actually said that, and that was one thing he explained. That's why he likes performing. He likes being busy. He likes going out and doing things. So that stuff is important. So I mean, what does this all mean for you? What's your plan? What do you like? What's your 5 to 10 year plan? What do you have going on for yourself?
I mean, music is just the start of what I want to do potentially. You know what I mean? But I mean, me touching people, having an influence on people, like that's what I want to do in a positive way. You know, just spread peace, positivity, and I love promoting people's dreams, helping people out with their dreams. So whatever I can do to do that as well.
Amen.
This is why I love this show.
I know, right? Like just coming together and all the goodness, and you get the warm feelings.
Right, right. You know, we all motivate and inspire each other. So I think that's such a great thing.
Positive enabling that we were talking.
Right. This is the good enabling. This is the good enabling.
The other stuff wasn't.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I know some of your inspirations also were Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
You mentioned Biggie and then Beethoven, which was very interesting for me. But I know you said it's because he built his legacy through laser focus and relentless work ethic.
Yeah.
So is that a little bit like what describes yourself?
Yeah, definitely. And even his legacy, you know what I mean? Like I feel a lot of people, they make music and it's for the time, you know what I mean? It's not timeless music. And I want to make stuff that's impactful, you know, and even more than impactful, that evolves the sound of music. So you have to dig deep as an artist, and that's what I feel like I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to find all different sounds I can do, not even just hip-hop, but beyond that, and just changing the way we listen to sound in general.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I think that's one thing, sort of like that, as you said, you know, you're bringing the dark side to hip hop, like that sort of dark side. Oh, that's metal, like that's not a hip hop thing. I think that's a great thing that you've opened the door and sort of brought that. Like, what do you mean? Hip hop does everything. We don't limit ourselves. We don't put ourselves in a box. What do you mean? We do what we want. So you brought that, and the fact that it shows how relatable it is. That's why you have such a great following. That's why you have all these write-ups, and everyone's sort of like, yeah, me too, man. Like that's what I've been looking for. That's what everybody's talking about. So like that's wonderful that you've done that. I think that's great.
Every now and again, a few artists like that come around. Like
that
that
the door and
people are just people
waiting.
that you probably didn't even know are able to relate to you. You know, just like like Eminem for some reason jumps in my head. Is like he wasn't the first white rapper, but the first one to be speaking the way he was, and just people just listened and said, oh. Yeah, me too. Like, and a lot of people gravitated towards that. Didn't matter your background, white, blacks, Hispanic, or whatever, So, that's a good thing that you're doing there.
Thank you.
And you went as an independent artist.
Yeah.
Oh yes, independent.
Thank you. That's the way.
Don't give no labels no money.
Right.
What made you do that though? Is it really because it's just the money or like?
I mean, I just started independent, you know, and I've been talking, but like, everything is going good how it is right now. So I like having control of what I'm doing,
creative
and
freedom,
owning what I'm doing. So
right, you don't want nobody like, I'm gonna need you to say this.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm good with that.
Right.
Start reading things from the bottom to
Yeah.
the top, because that all the information is at the bottom. Because when half the time you don't read all the way to the end and you glance through, start reading from the bottom.
Yeah.
All the information you really need is going to be right there at the bottom.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very
good information. The small fine print.
Usually in the smaller print.
In the small
with the
print,
star,
right.
please see section 5B on the bottom. Wait, you want me
Right.
to give you my firstborn child? What is that? I don't want to give you that.
So now I saw this phrase, and to me it struck me personally because me and my crew, we actually named ourselves this
Yeah.
when we kind of realized what we were doing at our time. You know what I mean? What to you? What is Manifest Destiny?
Oh yeah, that's what I started. Basically, it was a collective that I started a while back when I got into music, and I was dabbling in every type of stuff, producing, fashion, just trying to do anything creative I can touch my hands with. And Manifest was just like the belief in like anything I set my mind to, I'm accomplish. And just it goes back to social studies, you know, the Manifest Destiny, how we believe that we can expand this type of idea worldwide. So that's what something I was just trying to push. And I just manifested this whole idea, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, don't limit yourself. That's what we talk about. Just do it. Look at some
Yeah,
fashion.
just do it.
So what you got going on in the fashion area? Let's
I mean, I'm not gonna like act like I'm all in that, but like I love fashion. You know what I mean? It's something that I'm trying to really focus on too, as well with my music, and I just have a merch line coming out. That's what I'm gonna say for now. So that's gonna be
wait,
I love it.
Is there women
Is there
included?
women clothing?
Of course, you already know.
Is there plus size included?
There's everything up in there. You know, we design everything for everybody. So
That's
Nice.
all
it's
I
gonna be
do.
dope.
This is all I do. I do everything for everybody. That's the slogan right there. Boom.
Everything for everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So how would you, if somebody just asked, who is Deadman Cyph? How do you define yourself? If you define yourself, I mean, we talk about not limiting ourselves, but what do you say? Who is Deadman Cyph?
Deadman Cyph, and all want people to know me as a genuine person, real. You know what I mean? I'm a real person. Even if I'm not perfect, I don't want people to look at me as I try to be a perfect person. I'm a perfectionist, but I know that I'm not perfect. But I try to do the best I can, and I'm gonna stay true to myself. You know what I mean?
Ben?
So if you love me, you gotta take the bad with my good, the good with my bad. That's how I am.
Right.
Good. That's the best way to explain it. Yeah. So thank you, Father. Tell us about this project that you just put out.
Thank You, Father was my first project, my first mixtape, everything that I basically did solo. There's no features on it, one producer.
No features?
So, yeah, I think that's the way to go. Like, if you're an artist, you know, a lot of people, their sound gets filtered when you add so much different artists and you can't even know who you're listening to. So, throughout my project, you hear so much different sounds, and I did all those sounds completely by myself. So, I took a lot of pride in that, and I just wanted to give something that my fans can hold on to, you know, for a while, and they can hear all the details because everything was conceptual. So, yeah, that's Thank You, Father, basically.
Dope.
Now, you said you produce your stuff. You do everything pretty much for yourself. Have you produced for other artists at all, or
I've produced for other artists before. I mean, right now, currently, I'm not producing as much. I got my in-house producer, so he produced that whole entire project himself, and yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Well, shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very proud of everything you're doing. We're gonna be looking out for you for sure. And
where can we
we're
find
here
you?
to support.
What's going on?
Yeah, definitely.
Any upcoming projects, and where can people follow you and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. You can reach me on Instagram, Deadman Cyph, or any type of social media. Twitter, Facebook is all the same, Deadman Cyph, my website. I'm going to be having a video come out soon for this project as well, Introvert. So watch out for that video.
Ooh,
Are you an introvert?
I mean, of course.
We spoke about that.
I love that. I love that. We have to talk about that. I'm working on an introvert-extrovert project.
Oh, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Are you an introvert?
I am. I'm a little bit of both, actually. Yeah, but I've always been like an extreme introvert, and this actually has helped me come out of my shell. And
I saw the funniest meme, and I related to it, and it made me laugh because I didn't realize I was an introvert. And it said, "Introverts be running out of energy. Like, don't take this personally, but I need you to get the fuck up out my house." And I was like, "That's me. Like, this has been fun, but bye."
Right.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I didn't realize that makes you.
Exhausted your time. time.
Like you do have to protect your energy in reality. Like when you spend,
you can't deplete it.
That's it. You can't deplete it. Gotta go. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate you. It was really, really great getting to know you. Definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And congratulations, and we look forward to hearing more of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys. So we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back with Allure.